Received some phenomenal feedback last week around the plastic bags that come in Amazon and all your shipping packages. So I'm going to continue the recycling tips, but I'm going to limit to once a week. So this week I'm going to start a series of plastics and the different types of plastics and how they impact the environment, how to keep your eye out for the certain times, and how to recycle them, most importantly. So today I thought it was fitting. I just finished a workout. I made myself a smoothie and I used a bunch of fruits with my smoothie. So I'll flip the camera around here. These are the raspberries that I use, and as you can see, I use some strawberries, some blueberries as well. So the first thing to look at that's most important is most of these containers that you get for fruits, they're a lot different than what you're going to get like in your takeout container. So at the grocery store, what you're going to see is on any container that's plastic, you can see the number 1 there. And you see number 1 and then it says PET. So what that stands for is polyethylene terephthalate, which is the type of plastic that this is, and it's the most readily common plastic. It is typically found in water bottles and in containers like this that you're going to get at the grocery store. It's great. It's really readily able to be sold for recycling facilities. So this is something that you can definitely toss in your bin, and it's the most easy thing to recycle, especially in all municipalities around the country. Like I said, the reason this is so easy to recycle is because it's easily melted down, and then they can make it into recycled peat. Peat is short for polyethylene terephthalate, and then with that peat they'll just make new containers or new water bottles. So this is like your Coke bottle, etc. One important thing to note is, at least in the fruits, a lot of times that you'll see they have like a little lining in here. It's imperative that you take this liner out before you actually throw it into your recycle bin. The labels are no big deal. The labels, they have delabelers at the recycling facilities that actually take apart the labels before they melt it down. So no big deal there. But with these liners, there's usually like an adhesive at the bottom there. So pop that puppy out, peel this off, and then just give it a quick rinse in the actual sink before you recycle it. So I always do that. Just give it a quick rinse off. No big deal if it's a little wet. And then once it's done, I just come over here and let's turn on the hall light and make it a little bit brighter. I throw it in my recycling bin. So as you can see here, I have 3 different bins. One being the garbage can, one for my plastic films and plastic bags, and then my primary recycling bin. One thing that I do is I print out my local Chicago, just reminder tip, and I just use some tape and put it on top. So as you can see here, you can recycle cans, cartons, glass, paper, and plastic. So like I was saying, number 1, peat is definitely recyclable. Throw it in your multi-mix containers. Like I said last week, you definitely don't want to put any plastic bags in here, no food. That's why we cleaned it out, because when contamination happens is basically they can't recycle it because the food is in it and it contaminates the rest of the plastics, and it's not good, and they can't resell it. So that's why China actually banned their importing of our plastic, is because of a lot of contamination in our plastic, basically devaluing it. One last important thing for today is, as you can see, I have a blue recycle bag in my recycle bin. One thing to note is, even though that they claim they're recyclable, you can see it says do not bag recyclables. I only put the bag in here because it makes it easy to collect everything and dump it into the bin. But it's important that you take everything out and do not actually recycle the bags. Going back to the bags, as you can see here, we got blue trash recycling flat top bags. It's important that you actually don't tie these up like they have on the picture and throw it in your recycle bin, because they're not going to take it. It's going to go right in the landfill. The bags clog up the material and the sorting machine, so definitely don't do that. So I'm going to actually take out my recycling. It's getting pretty full in here, so I'll kind of show you. I lift the bag out of the bin, mostly dry. It's not a big deal, but what I'll do is I'll just walk down the hallway my bag with me and take it to the bin. Definitely not in the trash chute. So we'll take it to the recycling bin. So my building has recycling as its own kind of closet. And then, as you can see, here's our recycling bin for Chicago by Waste Management. What I'll do then is I just pop the lid open here. Kind of closed on me. Pop the lid open, and then I'll just take my bag and then slowly dump it. And then once it's all in there, I actually keep the bag with me. And then depending on how wet and nasty it is, I'll either reuse the bag in the recycling bin. So I think I've only used this one like 2 or 3 times. You can see it's like perfectly clean, good bag. No need to recycle the bag yet until I get something nasty, or if I forget to, like, you know, if I rinse something out and water gets stuck and collected in it. So then here's my bin. I'm gonna pop it right back down in here, like so. And voila, that's how I do it.